This is my library on the little ranch we have out here in Arizona. And you can see that I've got a lot of books. But the section that I really wanted to show you is this final section over here. Now these are all books that I've written. Every book on here is something about marketing or sales or technology and for a variety of businesses. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is that I can directly attribute between $50 and $60 million in revenue over the last 40 years from the books that I've written. There's no better marketing program possible, except maybe public speaking, that'll bring as many good high quality clients in as someone who has touched your book. Let's go to the slideshows and I'll tell you the rest of the story about how it works. Well, let's go over a couple of slideshows on how this would work. Today in my retirement, I'm out in the barn, ghostwriting books for other accountants. Now, if you're looking for bigger clients, you need to become a bigger accountant and do something bold. And then let me write a book about it. Now, just imagine having 20 clients paying you $50,000 a year. That's why I wrote all those books, not to make money on the book, but to get the client who would pay me so much money. And that's where that $50 or $60 million came from. People got the book and then called me and said, I'd like to do this. A book makes you the expert. It makes the case for your best service. You know, your clients don't know everything you can do. They don't understand what they would get out of a bigger relationship with you. So let's write a book about it. And in the book, we'll tell them, here's why you should buy $50,000 a year worth of service. And we'll go over the CFO and the tax planning, the full service bookkeeping. Now they may come back and say, hey, I can only do 10,000 of this, but at least now I know next year what I would get if I went to 20,000. That's how a book works. Now we'll write the book and it'll take probably 8 weeks or 12. It's not a short-term project because there's a lot of work involved in writing a book, but we'll put it on Amazon under your name only. My name's not going on the book, but just imagine what would happen if you've got a client that you would really like to sell. You went onto Amazon and Prime shipped the book as a gift to that one client, just that one client. For $10, you can print and deliver that book through Amazon. And well, the client's going to be amazed. And there's a little gift card in there so you can tell them why you did the gift, and they're going to read this. It's like the most impactful marketing tool you can ever use. And even if they don't read the book, they will look at it and they'll cruise through the table of contents. Now, do we know that this works? Well, here is a picture of Russell Brunson. He's the #1 internet guru in the world. This guy knocks down $100 and $200 million a year selling stuff on the internet. And do you know how he starts every single prospect in his funnel? By writing a book. He writes a book every single year with the new and updated information. I know, I own almost all of them. Well, by the time someone calls Russell, they already know what they're in for and they're ready to do business. This sorts out all the losers and no buyers, and I want to think about it someday. I mean, the purpose of a book is to let the reader discover on their own what they could accomplish if the two of you work together. And now you're only talking to people who are good prospects who want to buy. Now, here's an example. Tina in Houston, she wants to become the preeminent accountant in the construction business. She loves that market. And so we wrote a book for her, and the idea is that we're going to move her current clients to the best service. I mean, that's where you always start with the current clients. Give them the book. Well, I'm going to show you all the steps here in a second. She's going to get referrals from those clients and from bankers and people who are vendors in the construction business. She'll get invited to speak at trade groups, and she's going to be allowed in this book to make the case for her best services. So she only talks to buyers. So here are the steps that we take once we have a book in place. I hand deliver the book to all my clients. And they're in construction for Tina here. Everybody that's in construction gets a copy of the book. She tries to drop it off in person. That way they feel obligated to read it. I mean, most clients, remember, have no idea how to buy your best service, so the book makes the case for the current client to move up to $50,000. Now, that's all we have to do. Give them the book and thank them and leave. Now, here's step 2. Give the book away on your website or in your social media post, your ads. Now, you can ask for shipping and handling. That's up to you. But I wouldn't try to sell the book for $29 or $39 because that's not the purpose. The purpose is a salesperson. This book is your salesperson. And it's going to be there for a long time. That'll increase your response. That's what Russell Brunson does. Here's the third step. Make sure this book gets in the hands of every banker and financer now, for Tina, it's in the construction business. She knows all the bankers in town that specialize in construction and development loans. She's making sure every one of them has the book. Now, they may not read it, but it's on their desk. It's a billboard. It's right there in their bookcase, and it's there forever, reminding these people that Tina's the expert when it comes to construction. And these bankers are talking to your best clients all day long. Now, step 4, and this one is my favorite. All of us want more referrals. We're going to go back to those contractors or back to whatever client you have that you gave the book to in a week, and we're going to open up their accounting software, run a list of their vendors and customers, and email it out to your client. Hey, I would like to send this book as a gift to your vendors and customers. Would you like me to do that? And it'll be a gift in your name. You thought Tina's book was pretty good. Maybe you would like to read it too. And if there's anybody on this list I should send the book to or I should not send it to, cross it off and let me know. Now, do you know what just happened? Your client just gave you permission to use their name to give away a gift to 5, 10, 15, 25 of the people that they're currently doing business with. Can you imagine the impact when that contractor out there that you were never going to meet, that subcontractor or that flooring guy or the electrical company, you would have never met this guy, but here is an endorsed referral coming from your client. This is powerful. And if you need help, we'll even call those people for you on the phone and make sure we get you booked into appointments. Now, give the book to the vendors in the niche also. So all the electrical supply companies, if you're in construction, all the bonding agents, make sure that they know who you are. Here's the next one. Send the book to all the trade groups because they will see that you're the preeminent expert. No one else has written a book about Houston construction or Denver dentist or nonprofits in Los Angeles. No one else has done this. So you're the preeminent expert now. And then follow up with a letter and tell them you'll come out and do a public presentation, a speech, or 20 minutes at their next meeting. I got to tell you, I love public speaking. Besides a book, it is the most powerful thing you can do. And that's what we're doing here with Tina. Now, in Houston, there are 8,000 contractors. And I'm just using her as an example because the book will work in multiple niches and it'll work in every city. So there are 8,000 contractors, but only 2,000 hit her sweet spot. People that are doing $500,000 to $2 million because her book makes the case on how you can move your construction business up to $5 million in gross revenue over the next 36 to 60 months. That's the purpose of the book. Here's how to get to $5 million. And of course, what we're talking about is having Tina become their CFO, getting rid of their bookkeeping and save some money by outsourcing it, and start doing tax planning. And that is amazingly powerful. I mean, if you're up against 3 other firms to get a new client, the guy who wrote the book stands out. And this is my favorite slide of all, though. When I send a prospect an email, it lasts about 4 seconds before it gets deleted. If I send them a first-class direct mail letter, it lasts about 4 days before they get tired of looking at it and throw it in the trash. But if I send them a book, it lasts 40 years on their bookshelf. I mean, for $10, I've got a lifetime salesman. Books never go away. So let's chat about you getting a book and what would work for you, what market you're in. I'll tell you about all the cost. All you need to do is click the button below this video, set up a time. Our first call will be just 15 minutes. I'm going to send you some information before that first call, though, about what it costs to ghostwrite a book and what it costs to print it, a little bit about how you get the book into the hands of the people that might send you 50 or 60 million over the next 40 years. Hey, thank you for listening. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Click the button today.